racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch, a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch, a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch. That don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. They shooting in the parking lot, everybody get low. They shooting in the parking lot, they ain't where you wanna go. Now stand by soldier, and let the work your motherfucking ass like I told you. Stand by soldier, and let the work your motherfucking ass like I told you.
What up? Shout out to Josamon, Joe Salmon 4. Welcome. Tap the screen on TikTok. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you all for pulling up, sharing space and time with me. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching recording, I want to thank each and every last one of you for tuning into this multi-million dollar broadcast. I'm Kev Prosper, owner and founder of Prosperity, CEO and founder of Prosperity. Selling travel and wellness consulting, merchandise, and media that teach people how to master their mindset and live life on their own terms. You are tuned into Love and Money on Prosperity Plus. Thank you for contributing to the Cash App, $Prosperity ULLC. Thank you for visiting the website below at prosperunlimited.com. And thank you for liking, subscribing, following, and sharing. That's right, boys and girls. And remember, we do this every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And remember to invest in the brand, Prosperity ULLC. Build wealth, travel boldly, live royally. That's right, boys and girls. That's right. All right. So I have a healthy show lined up. I have some great topics for all the boys and girls. Let's get into it. Let's go in. So first order of business. I want to touch on this situation right here. So apparently, these MAGA guys wanted to
We had a group of people come and start to heckle us.
They wanted to pull up to a college campus. Now, this wasn't just any college campus, all right? This wasn't just any college campus. Let's take a closer look. Let me see if I can. Oh shit! Hold on. I gotta get my technology right and everything. Hold on. Hate it when this happens. This is why I started late, actually. Cause so many checks and balances going on. All right, good, great. So we ready. We here. There we go. All right. So let's go here. All right. And so these guys decided to not just come to any campus, but they wanted to come to an HBCU campus. I didn't even bother to read the story on this one. This is just downright ridiculous. I do, what is it? The First Amendment, free speech, right? I think the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. So the First Amendment is free speech. You know what I'm saying? There's a thin gray line area between saying what you have the right to say and in a way yelling fire in a movie theater, right? These guys, they may have had the right. They have the right to say what they want to say on their platforms, and you know what I mean. They have a right to their opinions, and according to our Constitution, right? They have the right to do these things. Look at the signs they posting up. They have a right to these things. However, there's a way to go about it. I do believe there has to be some sort of couth if there is a message you're trying to get across, as opposed to just antagonizing a group of people. You know what I mean? I do believe these guys got what they were looking for. They got what they asked for, if not less than what they were asking for. You know what I'm saying? They could have gone to any campus doing what they were doing, but they had to go to an HBCU campus. Really? They could have did this anywhere. They could have did this anywhere. But they had to come to an HBCU campus. And then with the signs that they had posted up, they wanted to debate, they wanted to challenge. And then I get the intellectual aspect of it. I do appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? The intellectual aspect of it. We do need to have need to have our thoughts challenged. You know what I mean? Regardless of how righteous we think our thoughts are, they need to be challenged. Because if they're not challenged, they can never be proven, or they can never stand on any solid foundation. And if you build a house on sand, is destined to fall. You know what I mean? By any swing or sway. You know what I'm saying? You build a house on sand, it's destined to fall. So these gentlemen, bringing their, in a way, spitefully bringing their stances to a HBCU campus, they got what they deserved almost. But at the same time, I would have liked to see a little more couth on the side of the students. Debate them. You know what I'm saying? You're on a college campus. You're a student there. You're being you're in the process of being quote unquote formally educated. You know what I mean? Apply that acumen. You know what I mean? Apply your knowledge synthesis and the wisdom that you've gained in the halls of your institution. You know what I mean? Flex some muscle, flex some intellectual muscle, and intellectually stand up to these people. I think that's what within their spiteful behavior, that's what they were looking for. They were trying to find the diamonds in the rough. They were seeking the diamonds in the rough and say, okay, You know, maybe these people feel strongly about how they feel, and maybe they can intellectually combat us and joust with us, and maybe we can come to a higher understanding. That's what debating is meant to do. That's what it. And these students, I'm pretty sure in their minds, they felt as though this is the challenge. This is the clapback. Let's heckle you down and shout you down and heckle you off of our campus. That's the best we can do. You know what I mean? And that's sad. That's sad. I would have liked for them to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Here's why do you feel this way about DEI? DEI is necessary because of A, B, and C, so on and so forth. But it was the cool thing to do to shout them off the campus, to heckle them off the campus. You know what I mean? And harass them off the campus. That's low hanging fruit. That's low vibrational. You know what I'm saying? And let these guys I don't think they should give up either. I think they should go to another HBCU campus and say, and I think but then again, it was according to the news, you know, all news isn't, you know, according to the news, it was unsanctioned. Okay, fine. Okay, good. If it's unsanctioned, then they got what they deserved. Let them be sanctioned and come to another HBCU campus, you know, in the spirit of Charlie Kirk, right? And let them, you know what I'm saying? Let them, you know, exchange thoughts and exchange views and compare, and let them debate and come to a higher level of understanding and come to a higher synthesis and analysis of understanding. You know what I mean? So I think in a very Trump-esque way of putting it, there was wrong on both sides. All right, so next topic. Let's get to the next topic. So let's get to the next topic. So the TikTok Act. I was wondering what this was all about. I thought they banned TikTok in the first place and then changed their minds. Like, nah, chill. We messed up. My bad. we ain't banning TikTok. We was just playing. I thought that's what that was about. But apparently there was a real bill signed on TikTok. We can credit President Donald Trump's showmanship for making Thursday's declaration on the future of TikTok look like something it wasn't. It was not, as some headlines seemed overly eager to suggest. The long-awaited signing of a deal to wrestle the video app's U.S. operations from China's ByteDance Ltd. From China's ByteDance Ltd. Instead, it was the formalizing of what Trump hopes the deal will be, China permitting. From behind the Resolute desk, Trump told reporters that he had a very good talk with Chinese Premier Xi Jinping about that app, and that he gave us the go-ahead. That doesn't sound very like, you know, we're in control and what we say goes. That doesn't sound, you know, he gave us the go-ahead. I don't know about that. like who's really in control of TikTok here? Still, it's fair to say at least and at most that the end of TikTok's legal limbo in the U.S. has never been nearer. Also in the Oval Office was who revealed that they had put the value of spun-off TikTok at roughly $14 billion. So I guess the U.S. is trying to buy TikTok. This is the day and age we live in. This is the kind of stuff that comes across the president's desk. A social media app from a quote-unquote enemy country that we're trying to buy from them if they so permit. This is the day we live in, y'all. This is the era we live in. It is, as research firm eMarketer pointed out in an email, in line with TikTok's expected U.S. advertising revenue in 2020-25, $14.26 billion. It's also the current market cap of perhaps the most directly comparable competitor, Snap Inc., owner of Snapchat. Snapchat is, Snapchat is its own demon. So what exactly was the bill about? Okay, so let's get to googling. Let's do it. What was last week's TikTok? I said the Snapchat bill. TikTok bill about. Let's see what it was about. Come on, AI, do your thing. Last week, President Donald signed an executive order regarding TikTok, aiming to facilitate a deal. So he signed nothing. He signed absolutely nothing. Facilitate a deal for U.S. ownership to prevent a ban. The order came after his administration reached an agreement with Chinese leaders on a framework for the sale. So I guess apparently we're trying to buy TikTok. 120-day enforcement delay, a qualified divestiture. You see when we get in these political big words, this is when it gets murky. This is when it gets bad. The bill is called Saving TikTok While Protecting National Security. Really? TikTok is a threat to national security, apparently. Wow. This is the day we live in, y'all. This is the day we live in. The order declared that a deal for American... This is what... Okay, a qualified divestiture. A qualified divestiture. The order declared that a deal for American investors to acquire TikTok's U.S. assets would constitute a qualified divestiture. So apparently, I guess TikTok has a Chinese department and a U.S. department, and I guess the U.S. department is run by the Chinese. So the government is trying to buy that from China, pretty much, because I guess the Chinese government. This is why it's been taken up to the level of the president. This is not something that like billionaire investors can toy with here. This is serious business because apparently the Chinese government owns TikTok. It's not some genius billionaire type situation. You know what I mean? 120-day enforcement delay. To allow the new ownership structure to be finalized, the order delayed the enforcement of the ban for 120 days. So basically, we have about 4 months before TikTok gets banned. Wow, this is where we at, folks. This is where we at with it. This is where we at. Deal with China. The executive order emerged after President Trump stated the Chinese president. I think I read that already. Uncertainty remains. Details of the agreement, particularly how the U.S. version of the app would operate. And see, what's funny? It's all about the algorithm, right? It's all about, everything revolves around the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And so, shout out to Tracy Landmois. Thank you for tuning in on Instagram. It's all about the algorithm. And so, I think TikTok, the Chinese government was, I think where the national security aspect comes in at is the Chinese government was feeding us our algorithm while feeding the Chinese and the rest of the world its algorithm. Like they were dumbing us down with TikTok. It was bad. You know what I mean? And while the rest of the world was getting insightful, resourceful, uplifting type algorithm media, you know what I mean, all that good stuff. And so this is where the national security at, because it's now become a psyop. It's become a psychological operation on the American people. You know what I'm saying? You just feeding us garbage and we're supposed to take it. So this is why it's coming across the president's desk, is because this is the dumbification of America. You know what I'm saying? And this is the government's way of fighting back. Say, hey, we want to control TikTok. Pretty much, that's pretty much what they're saying. And in controlling TikTok and controlling the narrative and controlling the algorithm, we can save America from its own dumbification. I get it. That's the entire situation in a nutshell. I broke down all the P's and Q's and the X's and the Y's and the Z's on that. Let's move on to the next topic. All right, next one. Let me get to it. Hold on. Give me a second. I wish there was a way. I wish I had a way on here that wasn't as. There is a way, but it's a lot of work. But it's all right. We can make it. We can make it happen. So Candace Owens, and in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about such and such, baby. Let's talk about you and me. All right, let's talk about it. So Candace Owens claims federal government is lying while sharing that she believes Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk. This is serious. This is serious. On Friday, September 26, Owens took to her Instagram story to share a few messages with her more than 6.3 million followers. 6.3 million followers. That's a lot of people, y'all. That's a lot of people. You know, testing. That's nothing to play with. That's not 6.3 million. Furthermore, in an initial message, Owens wrote, "I want to break this news immediately because it feels important, and I think if I don't break it immediately, something bad might happen." Ooh, what's going on? What's going on? From there, Owens stated that she had verified information. However, she cannot reveal her source. Quote, "Tyler Robinson is not suicidal. The entire narrative that was placed in the media about him having been suicidal is completely fictional, as are many other aspects of what we had been told. His father having turned him in after a confession is also complete fiction. To the contrary, Tyler Robinson maintains his innocence and has never even been to the UVU campus," she wrote. Damn. That sounds crazy. Furthermore, Owens asserted that there are absolutely zero photos or video from the campus that can show Robinson was ever there. Quote from Candace Owens, "which is why they have produced nothing other than a blurry image which Tyler's family knows is not him," she continued. Quote, "The federal government is lying about absolutely everything except for the fact that it is her gun." Okay. Interesting. Well, what do we have here? So apparently, now I did. You know, it's funny. After watching some YouTube clips about other celebrity opinions, of not celebrities, but like pundits on the internet about their opinions of the whole Charlie Kirk situation, come to realize he actually did have a vest on. I watched the footage several times repeatedly. The bullet actually did ricochet up off of his vest and up into his jugular, and that, like, it was bad. It was bad. Cause if you notice, his shirt flicked up a bit. And then the whole, and then you could see the wound in his neck. I think that's why the wound looked as big as it did, because it was coming upward. It wasn't just a straight wound. You know what I mean? It was like an upward wound, and so it didn't just pop the jugular; it popped so much of all the other veins in his neck. You know what I mean? And it was bad. It was bad. But aside from that, yeah, you can't believe all of the politics on this, man. You can't really listen to and give too much credence to all of the politics on this, or not the politics on it, or the news media on it. You can't really buy too much into it. You know what I mean? They're gonna tell you what they want to know, what they want you to know. You know what I'm saying? Is once again, I'll quote it again. It's like my favorite YouTuber, Six the Goddess. She mentioned how Trump is the type of person that'll steal your shit and help you find it, right? And this is I think this is what this situation is 100%. Everybody's speculating around his assassination, but I don't think no one can really give a concrete theory, at least, as to why he was assassinated. You know what I mean? Everyone's speculating, but no one really gives a clear cut. And I think people do know, but they're scared too, because they're like, yo, if this, like I said, it was a lot of reverberations around this assassination. Because if they can do it to him, they can do it to anybody. You know what I mean? That's really what this was about. And so I don't really buy much into whatever anyone is saying about his assassination until it all makes sense and it's all confirmed and proven. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think for something like this to go down the way it did, I don't think we'll ever find out. Maybe not in our lifetime we'll ever find out what it was about, why it was done, and who did it. I don't think this is another JFK type situation. You feel me? Like this is bad. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's get into some lighter-hearted news. All right. Let me switch up a bit. Give me a second. There we go. So yeah, let's go here. Let's get into this. So, Anthony Edwards. All right, Anthony Edwards. Aisha Howard seeks to overturn child support order amid fraud allegations against Anthony Edwards. So Aisha Howard's legal team is working overtime amid her ongoing child support case. Why am I laughing, right? Was it ever about the children? Rack them up, baby. Rack them up. I love stories like this. Her legal team is working overtime. Who's paying her legal fees? I wonder if I'm pretty sure Anthony Edwards is probably paying her legal fees. And of course, she's gonna drag it out as much as she can. She's gonna take it to California, the worst child support state in the country. Oh man, like. These women, they're not even shy about it anymore. They're not even like, they letting you know it's up, like from go, like. Oh my goodness. California judge granted Edwards motion to toss the summons after he claimed to have no real ties to the state. Should he though? Like, should he really have any ties to the state? Like, did he actually conceive the child in the state of California? Like, what the fuck? But in exclusive court documents obtained by the source, Edwards allegedly downplayed the business and financial ties that link him to California. That don't mean he live in California though. What the fuck? In new court docs, Anthony Edwards insists his only connection to California comes from the occasional NBA games he plays there. With the Minnesota Timberwolves. He told the court he never lived in the state, owns no businesses, entities, or properties. But Aisha Howard's legal team says Edwards runs several businesses registered and trademarked in Beverly Hills. Ooh, what's this about? Quote, Anthony Edwards also maintains financial accounts in California and has designated business agents who operates from a Beverly Hills office. These are exactly the types of substantial and continuous contacts with California that Mr. Edwards swore under penalty of perjury that he did not have, Aisha Howard's legal team said in a statement. Additionally, Howard's team believes that Edwards' attempt to mislead the court was an effort to manipulate the judicial system and avoid accountability in child support. Really? Try as they may. Try as they may. You will never win, sweetie. You will never win. You will never win because it is a fruit of a poisonous tree. You will never ever win. 777. Rack them up. Before Aisha accused Anthony of fraud, he asked to seal their child support case in April 2nd. I covered that. Reported that Edwards filed a motion. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So apparently she's trying. She's reaching like these women do the best. They're reaching for every little penny that they can scrounge up, for every little they're reaching for crumbs. They're reaching for crumbs because this is all they got. This is it. And this is their hustle. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got knocked up by a baller. This is my meal ticket, right? Sorry, sis. It's called a W-2, sis. It's called a pension, sis. It's called a tenure. An actual career, sis. A real career. Number 3 with Rihanna is a girl, or as he raves, he confirms baby number 3 with Rihanna is a girl as he raves over his little ladies. So he had number girls. A$AP Rocky is confirming the sex of his and Rihanna's third baby in the comment. So yeah, I don't think there's much news to that. When you got a billionaire girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Have as much babies as you can afford, you know, or have as much babies as she can afford, right? Because you know, y'all may not be married, but at least you got child support, right? I mean, you know, and then A$AP got his own bread. I recently seen him in the film, the little Spike Lee film, which was trash. It was trash. But he did his thing, you know what I'm saying? He played his little part, he played his little role, you know, being a gangster or whatever in the film, and it was cute. It was cute or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Kudos. Get your money, however which way it comes. If you got a billionaire girlfriend, ain't no way you could be broke, right? Right? Rack them up, 777. You feel me? Ain't no way. So yeah. Congratulations to their third child. Amen. On some lighter-hearted news. Next topic. I told you we got a good show tonight. We got a healthy, chock full show tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got good topic, I got heavy topics and lighthearted topics. You know what I mean? Clarissa, how you doing, sis? How you doing, girl? Clarissa, you could knock me out any day, girl. We could talk, girl. We could talk. Papoose knew what he was doing. I like her. You know what I'm saying? Dudes can say what they want. You know what I'm saying? You can clown her edges and her hairline. You know what I'm saying? She got hands. Okay, cool. I got hands too. You know what I'm saying? I could use my hands. You feel me? You feel me? I can use my hands. But Risa the Gwoat. She calls herself the Gwoat. Clarissa Shields sparks reactions after teasing new song and music video she got on the way. So let's see. Do we have footage? Or she was just teasing the video. Let's see. Can we let's see if we could go to the joint. Let me see. We click on that. Let's go here and check this out. Alright, so
video will be out whenever the video actually get done getting it together. We just finished getting all the scenes.
That hood ass Detroit actually
but the
getting
song
it
will be out
together
this weekend. The song will be out this weekend with me and Tati called Poke the Gwoat. For y'all who don't know, excuse me, my rap name is Rest of the Gwoat. Rest of the Gwoat. D-A Gwoat. And the song was gonna be called Poke the Gwoat.
Poke the Gwoat.
Yeah, we went crazy on that thing.
She went crazy on that thing. I like
the video will be out whenever the video actually.
She went crazy on that thing. Okay. She looked kind of tall right there. How tall is? Wait, how tall is it? How tall is she? Hold on. I need to do some research. Hold on. How tall is? And you know she's a fighter, so you know they got her measurements on deck. You know what I'm saying? Clarissa Shields. How tall is Clarissa Shields? 5'8". Okay, that's a decent woman height. Boy, these old pictures, boy. Oh gosh, this is they these old pictures though, they don't do her justice. This is very disrespectful. These old pictures are very, very disrespectful. But you know what? She earned it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me you know what I'm saying? She earned it. You know, she's God gifted. You know what I'm saying? Like the girl did her thing. You know what I'm saying? Like but these old pictures don't do her justice. You know what I'm saying? Listen, she got it out the mud. We could say that. She found her way to the top. She can still get it though. She can still get it. She can still get it, but them pictures, boy. But you know, she's a fighter. She's a fighter. You know what I mean? So it ain't always gonna be pretty, right? It ain't always gonna be pretty. She's a fighter. Let's get into some other news. Let's get into some other news. Let's get into some other news. Last topic. I promise. Last topic. Ooh, what do we have here? So, an angel wears Prada, right? I think everybody loved that role that Meryl Streep had. Meryl Streep is such a good actress, boy. She is such a good actress. I watched the movie she did with Denzel in it, Manchurian Candidate. I watched that one. That was pretty good. I was very, very pleased with that movie. I like the way that went down. From Manchurian Candidate to her role in Devil Wears Prada, like I don't know. It's hard. I haven't seen too many Meryl Streep movies. I'm not a Meryl Streep fan like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. But I'm pretty sure that she's pretty much like the female Denzel. You know what I mean? I'll give her that. Miranda Priestley is a few months from gagging the girls in her sequel. The fictional character played by Meryl Streep. Oh, that's the character name. My bad. You see, this is how much I know about Devil Wears Prada, right? Played by Meryl Streep. The fictional character played by Meryl Streep will be on the big screen in the spring of 2026. Entertainment wise, 2026 is gonna be a dope year, bro. There's a lot of good movies and good video games coming out next year. I'm very, very excited. The Devil Wears Prada 2 premieres. The release is a few months away, but Streep has still been on sets pushing out scenes. Wait, the release is the premiere? Wait, the release is a few months away, but Streep has still been on sets pushing out scenes. I'm confused. If it's supposed to come out in spring of 26, well, yeah, spring of 20. That's more than a few months. But oh well. Okay, I mean, shit, spring of 26. If like, as far as life goes, it's like right around the corner. Like, you know what I'm saying? So oh well. Yeah. The Devil wore Dolce & Gabbana on Saturday. Meryl Streep had a front row seat at the designing duo's Milan theater. While there, she was in character as Miranda Priestley for the Devil Wears Prada sequel. Okay, I get that. The actress wore her character's customary sunglasses and Dolce & Gabbana vinyl trench coat as she entered the theater, escorted by security. So it was a live fashion show, I guess, and she was in character, like in scene. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So I guess were there extras there, or was just everybody was just cool with it and then they just like playing their part? Like how did that work? I don't know. It's cool though. I dig it. Then there goes Stanley Tucci. How old was Stanley Tucci in The Devil Wears Prada? Because now Stanley Tucci has aged. I don't know. Is the drugs catching up with these actors and actresses? Like, what's going on? But oh well. Yeah. So yeah, The Devil Wears Prada 2. Yeah. Fashion shows. I used to be fashion industry adjacent. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it. Yeah, I used to be fashion industry adjacent, and fashion industries are amusing and enticing, and like a fun experience only for those who are into fashion. If you care enough, if you're a fan of fashion, and you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if I sit in a fashion show now, I'll fall asleep. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you. I mean, I'm just over it. Like, I'm there. I'm at that point. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't do anything for me the way it used to. Maybe I'm desensitized. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you know, the fashion industry has its place, you know, in the lives of those who are in it. You know what I mean? And like, there was an air of seeking validation. That's my new thing. If you know me, seeking validation. There's a lot of I realize a lot of I'm about to get deep. There's a lot of validation seeking that comes in a lot of life decisions, and when people try to get into certain circles and industries, it comes with a lot of validation seeking. And once you find yourself seeking other people's validation, you make yourself susceptible to a downward spiral of rejection and depression. It's like a cycle. You get rejected, you get depressed, and you stick your neck out again. You seek the validation, you get rejected, you get depressed. Seek the validation, get rejected, get depressed, and it's like it just becomes a downward spiral. You know what I mean? And it's bad. And maybe I'm speaking for myself. Maybe that's what happened to me. Maybe that's why I'm over it. And maybe why I'm not fashion industry adjacent anymore. But yeah, I've come to learn who I am and why I am, and you know, all of those good things. You know what I mean? And I'm very proud of myself in that aspect of it. You know what I mean? I'm very, very proud of myself. So thank you all for tuning into this multi-million dollar stream. I'm Kev Prosper, founder and CEO of Prosperity. selling travel and wellness consulting, merchandise and media that teach people how to master their mindset and live life on their own terms. You are tuned into Love and Money on Prosperity Plus. Thank you for contributing to the Cash App, $Prosperity ULLC. Thank you for visiting the website below at prosperunlimited.com. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following, and sharing. Thank you. And remember, we do this every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And remember to invest in the brand Prosperity ULLC. Build wealth, travel boldly, live royally. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Be sure to shop Amazon with Prosperity ULLC. Link in the description.
These are all of my books. My very first book, Lead the Fairy Tales Up to Disney, The Reality of Dating. Haunted Truths, a romance murder mystery set in the heart of Brooklyn during the 1980s, during the height of the crack era. Switch, my romantic comedy. My trilogy, Spirit of the Machine, 1, 2, and 3, sci-fi action thriller. My poem anthology, Red Garden. That is System of the Sun. It's my book on organizational skills. Don't wait till I get rich to buy that book. New Shoes. That's my book on self-esteem, on how to love yourself. Ratchetology. Yes, I'm the ratchetologist. Take my advice. Visit prosperunlimited.com and click travel to book your next vacation.
Do that freaky jam on the beat. Busy with that butter shit, that bone feed. Did you double do that song sing. Flicky sticky with some butter, so that phone sing. If you cheeky cheddar chuck, I get her own cheese. And so chicken with that head off, this that won't be with the official with that whole sleeve. Let me see you the wish that with that long.
I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. You a badass bitch. It don't get swallowed in that fat ass bitch. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you wanna do. I got racks to the ATM jam. Tell me what you